Hey friends, it's Joe from DadBod. Today is day 24 of our half marathon program. It's around 75 degrees in Tokyo and 5:23 in the morning. Today we're going to do a 1 mile walk recovery. So let me pop you on my head and we'll get going. And just like other times, we'll end this with a little bit of riverside reflection, meditation, prayer, depending on which context you come from. Let me see, that seems about right. But yeah, come along, friends. We'll start the distance once I get down these steps. But if for some reason you're meeting me for the first time, like maybe YouTube put this video in front of you. One second. If we are, for instance, meeting for the first time, this is Todoroki Ravine. I'm saying all my R's with my Japanese accent. It's Todoroki Ravine. That's a fun one to combine. Alright, we're beginning our workout. And we are in the midst of a 16-week... Sorry, I just had some gas from my pre-workout. We're in the middle of a 16-week half marathon training program that is accessible for everybody. So basically, if you are heavier set, if you have pre-existing health conditions, this program's for you to be able to find your own way and to find that empowerment in your fitness journey through demotivational, sarcastic encouragement from me. But yeah, today should be a nice restful walk along the river. This is a special place for me ever since moving to Japan. It took me maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months to find this spot. When I moved to a new area, one of the first rhythms of life that I try to establish is a consistent path to run. So some people thrive on variety, and that is totally cool. For me, I like to carve a path over and over again. And for me, that provides some sense of rhythm and regularity, so that running is more of a deep processing activity for me to kind of pray and reflect and discern what's going on in my life, or in this case today we're walking. But I like to move along the same path. It gives me some consistency, whereas my life feels super inconsistent, and it's restful. So this is the path I have found, and I will walk and run along this path for as many years as I live in this general area. It will be hard to leave. I'm going to be quiet for Oji-san. Ohayou gozaimasu. One of our favorite people. So it's really and this is the thing I haven't figured out, so feel free to engage me in the comments as I learn. In Japan, there seems to be certain tasks that people do just out of like altruism and a desire to care for their general place of dwelling. So like one example, every single morning, a lot of the senior citizens in our community will be out on the corner as crossing guards for the kids. Like, it's just a thing that happens. I don't know who organizes them. I don't know if they get paid. But there's a whole culture and process around shepherding the children to school around busy or dangerous intersections. But it's super cool. So in the same way, that guy, he's out here every day at 5 a.m. with his rake, and he just rakes and cleans this path so that it's safe for runners like me. And someday when I get the Japanese language ability, I would love to talk to him about that. Because just like this trail provides me consistency and a place for reflection, Oji-san, which just means grandpa in Japanese, Oji-san provides me a safe trail for running and reflection. So I should just learn the language for like, thank you for cleaning the trail. But I don't know how to say that. I know how to say like, thank you for cleaning, but that's more implying like cleaning dishes, which is a little bit different than the work he does. Alright, so this is where we'll end in maybe 0.7 miles. So you've done this before, you've done our 1 mile walk, but hopefully this is providing you a little bit of consistency where you can get up and out on your body. It's lower impact, and when we transition towards running, which happens block 2, week 5, so next week we're gonna start running. I still have this recovery time. I have it slotted in as running or jogging because I do increase the distance little by little. I'm tempted to keep it as a walk for the first, well, that's technically the second block, so that you run on Mondays, walk on Wednesdays. Maybe I'll tweak it. I still have time to change the program, and then do the run walks on Fridays. Whereas I think I was gonna step it all up to running, recovery jog, long run on Monday, run sprint. Maybe I need to modify it a little bit more for block 2. I'll give it some thought, okay? We'll see what week 5 holds for us, because you are in the middle now of week 4. That is absolutely incredible. You all should be so proud of yourself. You worked out in the rain in front of Osaka Castle, did your stretchy band workout, you got it done, you did the hard stuff. Well, I mean, yeah, I know I did the hard stuff, but you were there with me. You get some partial credit. I remember studying AP psychology in high school because I took way too many AP classes. Like to masquerade as a smart kid. It's really just ego. But anyway, I took AP. All the things I didn't know about myself until I'm like an adult. I was like, dang, I was prideful for no reason. Okay, but in high school, I took AP Psych with my wife. Awesome class, one of my favorites. I still leverage learnings from that more than AP Calc and all that stuff. But there's some study, I don't remember what it's called, and no, we're not going to talk about operant conditioning and discipline and all those kinds of things. Pavlov, none of that. No Pavlov's dogs, okay? We know Pavlov's dogs. Do we need to talk about Pavlov's dogs? But, oh. So, anyway, maybe so, there was some study that talked about, like, if you looked at muscle gain, and I don't remember if it was like they measured biceps or something. Basically, there's 3 participants in the study. The person who did nothing, like they just went about their life. We call that the control group. I don't know why I'm being so derpy about this, but you have your control group, does nothing. And then your first experimental group will do curls. We'll say curls. I'm recreating the experiment. Y'all could find it on Google and tell me what it actually was. But they do curls every day for a couple weeks, couple months. I don't know how long they carried on this experiment. It probably depended on how many government grants they wanted to use for science use. It's all good money. But they would do curls for a while, and then they'd measure the bicep and see the gains. And then the second experimental group, which was really like the focus of the study, they would have those individuals not do curls, but just watch someone doing curls. Like, just watch this person lift these weights. Just keep watching them every day. Don't go home and lift the weights. Just watch them lift the weights. Now, I'm not exactly sure, and I learned this in high school, so who knows if this is even a true or false memory. But like, the person who watched people lifting weights put on more muscle than the person who just lived their life. Definitely didn't put on more muscle than the person actually lifting the weights, but there was like an incremental step up just by seeing another human do something difficult, and like the brain psychologically connecting into that journey and putting on muscle, right? That emulation is a really powerful driver. So in the event that you weren't physically in Osaka, and by the way, you're at half a mile, well done. We're gonna go a little farther so we could end at our reflection spot. Whew. In the event you didn't perfectly do a workout, but you watched me do it, somewhere in there, there's a little bit of sneaky credit. I don't know where that transfers to every muscle group or every fitness thing. I know this is gonna start spreading across the internet, and fitness folks are gonna come in and tell me this is blasphemy. I was like, I don't know, there was some kind of psychological experiment about the power of the mind. So I think you also bivocariously experienced the same mental fortitude and growth in your character by laying on your back and doing bent hollow holds, which are like dying cockroaches, with the rain blasting on your face in front of a castle. Like, I think even though you might have just been in your mom's basement on your back looking like a dead bug, psychologically you were in the rain on the gravel in front of a castle. I think you get some of that. A little bit. So if I recall, I don't think we want to go as far as I went last time. I think last time I tried to cut through here and go up and over, right? Because I wanted to like show the water, but then I think that put us at 1.25 miles. Let me check my little, it's not a speedometer, what would you call this? Our little MyFitnessPal. If we go 0.6, if we go 0.10 farther, you know, I could measure this. In the future, I should just check at what distance we hit our little reflection spot. I'm gonna go 0.65 and assume that 0.15 miles plus 0.15 coming back, which would be 0.3, will land us loosely at the right spot. Let's do that. Seems reasonable, right? So this morning I checked in with MooseABoot. MooseABoot's good people. He's live on Twitch all the time. He's helped us co-curate this journey of suffering. So while you get to hear my voice probably a little bit more often than Moose, Moose is the mad physical therapist scientist who's developed all of our strength content. All of our Moose stretches come from him. And if you're looking to go beyond this program in the future, 10 out of 10, I would recommend him as an online trainer. You can just reach out to him on the live stream. He's got contact info. We're gonna turn it around. And he can curate a program that meets your needs, that builds upon this journey, pushes you harder and farther. Or maybe you're in the middle of the journey and you just wish you had someone who is tracking with you a little bit more. Maybe the Google class tracking system isn't enough for you. You need that personal touch. Like, pick up MooseABoot. Well worth it. I think his rates are reasonable for the value he brings. I think I've had him as a trainer for, gosh, going on a year now. Yeah, because I started in July of 2023, and it's, well, next week it'll be July 2024. So, wow, that's a whole 360. Oh my goodness. Man, that's some serious commitment. Have gozaimasu. So, MooseABoot, good people. Met with him this morning. Do you like how my thoughts wander? Maybe it just gives you anxiety. So, anyway, he was live on Twitch today. Dropped in on him. We've been trying to connect for 3 weeks or so to start recording the podcast for this program, which hopefully has already been recorded and is connected to this program, because we're doing all of the editing weeks after things occur. I don't know how things land out, but we'll loosely talk about the idea that me and Moose had a vision, and maybe this vision has come to fruition, of chatting once a week in a podcast style about different aspects of fitness and holistic wellness to guide the journey. Because you're already listening to me during all these workouts, which is enough, but trying to provide some time with Moose in that side as well. And dropped it on his live stream, chatted for about 30 minutes right before this workout. So I was up at 4:30, which he's in Canada, Canadian time, so we got a good 13-hour shift between the two of us. And dude, he got rocked this last couple weeks, like some kind of stomach thing. Doctors weren't sure what was going on. He was in the hospital for multiple days. Saw him finishing up a workout and bro doesn't look all that hot, as most people wouldn't coming out of the hospital. And he sent me this awesome message on Discord just saying like, hey, this is what's been going on. I'm really sorry we haven't been able to connect. And I'm like, dude, I haven't even edited the first week of the program. Like, it's totally fine. Please don't die. You know, like, take care of yourself. Get better, and then all that other stuff will fit where it fits. But even in this moment of connecting for 30 minutes on Twitch, because we're both busy people in different parts of the world with a similar vision, it was just really nice to kind of have fellowship with him, pop into his digital gym, because he live streams fitness, and he's got like the whole setup. He's got like a squat rack, and he's got all the weights and the stuff. He's got a dream gym. I don't know where he set that up. Maybe they have more space in Canada. Don't know if it's a basement or a garage, but it's nice. But it was really fun to just kind of be there for a friend and be in their world for a little bit. And the internet provides such great opportunities for proximity and connection that didn't exist prior. I didn't even know about live streaming and Twitch until COVID hit in 2020. And I really got into these spaces because I was trying to connect with a family member online. He was a brother-in-law, and we all got these VR headsets because we had the aspiration of playing Catan, which is a board game, together in VR. So we started playing Catan, and while we were playing it, George had like learned about Twitch and like, oh yeah, we could stream this. And I was like, we could stream us playing a video game together? Like, that's a thing? That's so cool. So then I started learning how to live stream, became a little bit of an obsession. I'll admit, definitely cut into family, definitely doing it too much. And after like rocking that for about a year, my sister's like, you should start making TikToks. And I was like, what the heck's TikTok? And that started to blow up. And, you know, as our family then relocated to Japan a year after that, in 2022, a lot of our physical in-person relationships were disrupted. We relocated 12 times in 1 year trying to get to Japan as a family. It was a hot mess. And during that, a lot of relationships that were built on in-person proximity dissolved. And it was from no malice from either side. It's hard to keep track of people. It's hard to stay in people's lives. And if we found that people weren't actively stepping towards us, we didn't have the margin emotionally to keep stepping towards people that weren't reciprocating, right? But through content creation and live streaming, I've built friendships that have lasted like 3 years, completely online. Super humbling, really cool. MooseABoot being one of them. We met during a live stream Among Us game that was hosted by another great content creator, Aloha Craw, great friend. fellow DadBod. He was one of the first members of our digital community and just a great connector, kind of showing me the ropes across Twitch. And lovely perspectives. Very inclusive community. But met MooseABoot there, played Among Us a couple times, dropped in on a stream a couple times, heard he was a trainer, spent some time thinking about, am I really going to pay for a trainer? Did the program, found a lot of growth and progress from it. And today, when I dropped into his live and just heard some of the stuff that's going on, I was like, you know, navigating it with some level of normalcy of how are things going, how can I help? But in the back of my mind, I'm like, whoa, I feel like nice, we made it a mile. You did it, we're almost to our reflection spot. Okay, so it seems like 0.65 is right on the mark. Maybe a little early, maybe 0.62 next time. But I was like, whoa, I've like totally built a legitimate friendship, 100% online, just by popping into someone's digital space, someone's digital gym, and being present with them. And them engaging and being present with me. And that those relationships can persist and can be real. So, in the same way, like, I don't know how much this will blow up as a program, but it's my goal to be active in the comment section of the videos, to live stream future workouts once I finish this program so that we can work out together, and to really come alongside you in your journey and to build a legitimate friendship. So when I say like see you around friend, I mean it. I think a lot of times it's difficult for us to have an openness to people. A lot of times there's a lot of hostilities online. People are quick to shoot mean messages to each other. I want to be quick to friendship and inclusive in that. So anyway, enough wandering there. Maybe the reflection of the day is just relationships and which relationships we put time and effort into, and we find value supporting one another. So let's sit down and just think about friends. I'll take a little bit of time to rest and pray. You can reflect. We've spent a lot of reflection on our own personal journey, but maybe think about relationships and who are the key people in your lives. Who are people you want to bring along in your fitness journey as either mentors, accountability buddies, or people you can bring up with you. And then we'll find a call to action that I'll give you maybe 2 to 5 minutes of silence as I reflect. Ohayou gozaimasu. Well, friends. I hope you enjoyed that reflection. For me, the thing that kind of stuck out is if we look at this wall, as I think about stuff, like the stones crisscross but build on each other. And as we've moved multiple times and navigated transitions from high school into college, college into the real world, and then the real world from Cincinnati to Japan, you can't hold on to everyone, right? There's people that are in your life for a season and people that are out of your life. You're in people's lives and out of people's lives. But I think while you can't hold on to everything, you don't need to let go of people. We can find a way to remember and express gratitude and appreciation for how they've built on our life over time. And then it allows us to kind of have a posture of what stone can I be for them to step up on and continue to build their life. I don't know, that's your word. Anyway, see you around, friends. Tomorrow we got Moose Lift 1B. Last time for block 4. Block 1. We're a ways from block 4.